The Mets are closing in on a deal for another reliever and a really, really good reliever. Ryan Helsley from the St. Louis Cardinals. He's got 21 saves so far this season, had 49 saves for St. Louis a year ago. As we mentioned a short time ago, Mets went for it and are going for it with the acquisition of Tyler Rogers. Now put Helsley into that bullpen.
Wow.
Man, that's really saying something. So what about Helsley? What's most impressive about him?
I mean, his stuff is electric. He's a more conventional reliever, four-seam slider guys. Four-seamer averages about 99 miles an hour, a little over 99 miles an hour. He can really throw it, and his slider is a swing and miss pitch. 0.92 batters are hitting off of the slider. Absolutely filthy, nasty stuff. And so, yeah, I think the back-end closers, guys who have that kind of different heartbeat are able to pitch in those type of situations are hard to come by. They're usually expensive, and I think this will be an expensive haul. But we don't know what it is yet. He's been very, very good for the Cardinals over the last couple of years as their primary closer. And now you have another option. You really have a guy like Stanek, but actually, Helsley has much better command and control of this stuff and has a couple of pitches that are swing and miss. You throw him into that mix. He could be a co-closer for you with Diaz. When Diaz has pitched 2 in a row, you could go to Helsley for a couple of days. This really strengthens the back end of that bullpen, gives you 6 legitimate choices to go to. You could even go to them earlier in the game. I think it pushes Reed Garrett to the middle innings if the starters aren't going late. The issues that we talked about that They don't have. Now you're putting some of your good relievers now into those spots in the 5th and 6th inning. This is another difference maker.
What sort of an indication is it to you that they're all in, pushing all the chips to the middle of the table, considering Helsley, he's on an expiring contract after this year as well? That's
right. I mean, I think when you look at the take they had on Rogers, and there was 3 prospects that I think will end up being major leaguers, and he's going to be a free agent in 2 months. So is Ryan Helsley going to be in 2 months. And I think that's the thing, when, and even Soto is going to be a free agent too. Let's go back to what they got in Gregory Soto. They gave up 2 other guys. So, again, we don't know exactly the quality of the prospects yet, but it's going to be expensive. That's what the market is right now. And so when you go get expiring contracts, there's no doubt that you're all in on this season.
You win in the postseason with good bullpens. I mean,
no question.
The teams that win it all have good bullpens. I wonder, from a front office standpoint, we reported a short time ago, Phillies are going out and getting themselves Duran from the Minnesota Twins. Do general managers, presidents of baseball operations monitor what the other teams that they're battling, what they're doing and how they react to that?
I mean, you have to pay attention to the teams that you're competing with, not only in the division, but in the National League. I mean, the Dodgers have this type of quality bullpen too, but they've had a lot of injuries. But yeah, you certainly have seen that with the Phillies. This thing has been in the works, though, with the Mets here, to have these two break pretty close to each other. I mean, this is something that doesn't happen overnight. I mean, these things have been going on now for the last couple of years. So, I mean, the last couple of weeks. So, I think from this side of things, Helsley and the Cardinals, they just decided they were going to be sellers, and the fact that they were in on this one is pretty impactful.
All right, so Gregory Soto, right? Tyler Rogers, and now Ryan Helsley. So what does that tell you about what they need to do from a starting pitcher standpoint? Does that alleviate any of what they've got going along those lines?
I mean, I think it's a big help. When you're looking at this, at the deadline, you're looking at it 2 ways. First, do you have enough to get through the rest of the season with starting pitching, even if you decide to bring up some of your starters, a Sprout or McLean or some of those guys that are really pitching well for a spot start here or there, and then your relievers. And like you mentioned, in the postseason, with all the days off, bullpen arms are at a premium. They get used more and more than, percentage-wise than they do in the regular season because you get the rest and everything else. So, having a legit, bullpen like they have, a swing and miss bullpen, is going to really be beneficial there too. And it can overcome some of the shortcomings that we talked about with the fact that their starters have only been going 5.
Yeah, more reports here that they are picking up Ryan Helsley, the closer from the Cardinals, in exchange for Jesus Baez and a couple of right-handed relievers. According to SNY.TV's Joe DeMeo, Jesus Baez, Mets' number 6 prospect at the beginning of the season, and Nate Dome, their 20th ranked prospect. And I wonder, Jim Duquette, is this activity we're seeing from the Mets right now, is this a a product of the fact that they're just trying to stockpile the best bullpen, or is it a direct result of the fact that they're just not getting the sort of length that they want and really need out of their starting pitching?
I mean, I think in the short term, this is one way to overcome the fact that they're not getting length from their starting rotation. You're still waiting for some of these starters to build up, in terms of, whether it's Senga or Montas, as we talked about earlier, or even Minaya, to be able to go deeper in the game. I think Minaya looks like, to me, he's closest. Senga would be next, but they're both pretty close to being able to give you extra innings. So 6 innings or so. So you can certainly manage it and get through the season that way. But these are premium relievers that you are using in the postseason that you can run. Go deep in the postseason with this type of quality, regardless of whether your starters can go late. Usually in the postseason, your starters are going 2 times through the lineup, no matter who they are, unless that guy is just absolutely dealing, and then you go to the dominating bullpen. So, I think it's, to answer your question, it's a little bit of both, but I like it better for the postseason than I do even in the regular season. And it's going to really help them in the short-term regular season.
Yeah, I wonder here, because we began early in the show talking about Clay Holmes and the fact that he did not go very deep in the game today, just 3 2/3 innings. And we've spoken quite a bit about the fact, are they going to move him to the bullpen at some point? And now with moves like this, does it change that thought process when it comes to Holmes?
Well, I think it does. I think that, it's hard at this point. It wouldn't make a lot of sense to take Holmes and put him in a role that was, let's say, a 6th inning role in the bullpen.